I see myself come and embrace me sitting there from behind and just hold me tight and like in a way that I probably need actually physically. But here I'm doing it for myself and my head's on my shoulder and I'm just like telling myself like, it's all good, Meg. I got you. Like, we got this. We can get through whatever. And I got you. Like, I got you, honey. And just holding me. Like, and so then I'm just bawling, like in the middle. I mean, not like sobbing because it's quiet.
Here's the deal. We're two moms that we popped babies out in our 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. It was hard.
It's also the best thing that's ever happened to either one of us.
Yeah, but now we're moms in our 40s.
In our 40s.
With preschoolers.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's bring the community together of women.
All the moms, 40, 20.
And also, like, let's just talk about, like, real shit. Real life, real women shit.
Yeah, real women shit. Let's do that.
Shit's hard. And also, it's funny. Life is funny.
Let me just pull my bush out of my bush.
Cheers.
Cheers. Unfiltered.
Because if you want a show, we're a shit show. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Truth.
Welcome, you guys.
Woo! Here we are.
I still haven't learned the buttons. You guys, shut up.
It's my favorite part.
It's fine. It's been 20 episodes, and I still don't know which button to push for what. That's actually just life.
Button.
I know. Yeah. Beep. I know how to push John's buttons. That's about it.
I think I built John's buttons.
Testing these buttons on.
Yep. That one works.
If you guys haven't watched before, I'm Callie. I'm just going to give a short intro. I was thinking about this. I'm a mom of 4. I've been a fit coach and a health coach and a life coach for like 15 years. My little one got cancer. I ended up being a caretaker for a couple years. And now I'm practicing the stay-at-home mom gig. And it's fucking awesome. That's my life in 45 years wrapped up.
Nice. That's a good wrap.
Thanks.
Little
That's
bow on top.
That's a wrap.
And I'm Megan, but everyone calls me Megs. And I have one kid, little boy. He's 3 years old. And we just waited till I was 41. He just waited till I was 41 to just enter the universe here on Earth with us. And I've just been doing a stay-at-home mom gig since that time too. So going on 3 years here. And, you know, we can't just do stay-at-home gigs. So we started a podcast.
Well, yeah, we got to get something going on. Let's do podcasts. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
So we're moms in our 40s and we're talking about life. We're talking about the hardships of that, the joy of that, the experience that we have as 40-year-olds. So for those of you that are less than 44 and 45, we have some wisdom, we think, and a lot of non-wisdom. Mm-hmm. So mature, and then the ish is because we're all ish. Like we're actually,
yeah.
Look at point in case. We're vests are the best. We're wearing vests today. If y'all are listening, with owl necklaces
from the 1900s.
From the 1900s. You know what? This is actually perfect because we are going to be talking slightly about the chapters of your life, and this is maybe a chapter. This might be a 90s chapter and maybe a motorcycle babe chapter.
Yeah.
What you got going home?
I do have a go. I got to go and
going on.
I mean, I do have my motorcycle's license. I took a test. I took a little class and everything.
So you vroom vroom, look at her go.
I'm a biker babe
She's
today.
gonna pop on the back of a bike after this. It's gonna be the Vespa because that's what we have outside. But you should see her in that vest on the Vespa.
We got a rascal. You want to jump on my rascal?
We do have a rascal. You guys, on the property, we have a Vespa. Literally, like, I mean, why? I'm not sure. The kids put on their helmets and they go around the property on it. And we have a rascal, like the old people ride around, but we just do it for shits and giggles.
Yeah,
the kids love it.
We love it. Even Cass has started to drive it.
Who needs bikes and motorized, like those little boards?
Like Jeeps and stuff. Yeah. Oh, hoverboards and all. Yeah.
Nope. We just put them on a rascal.
Get them a rascal and a Vespa.
Hot mom tip. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Just kidding. We're still going to do more. Okay. So Megs and I, we were at yoga. It was almost 2 weeks ago now because we've been busy, but we've recently started yogaing, and afterwards we had this conversation. So we'll always come out and we kind of let ourselves decompress and we feel like we can fly. And well, that day we actually cried for about 10 minutes right outside of the yoga door with another friend.
Yeah. That
was cool. Literally we enjoyed that experience.
Yeah. It really was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also it's it's vinyasa,
Yin yoga.
So it's not like strengthening yoga. It's very intentional poses to stretch and like come within yourself. And it's so it's not like, just so you know, it's not like we're like
moving it all.
Handstanding and like sitting like, we're not moving. And it's an hour long.
And that's a great point, because a lot of people, we've slightly talked about yoga before, how like a lot of people, number one, don't consider yoga a workout, which is bullshit. If you haven't tried it yet, you got to try it. But this one is a workout for your mind. It really challenges your mind. If you're not good at sitting still, which is a great place to start, like talking about the ability to get still and get quiet, that's what this is all about. And I thought we were holding these poses for like 2 minutes or so. So like, let's just take pigeon. And you're like, there's a pigeon pose. There is. We're not going to show you right now. There's not enough space on this couch. I
mean, we could try.
Later. So you get into this pose, and it's between 3 and 5 minutes. She said, we're holding each one, which is wild. If you just imagine in a quiet room, there's very little music playing. Is there music playing ever? Does she do? I don't know if
Gosh, I don't know. I'm just so enveloped in her voice, in what's going on with inside I mean, you're right. It's very challenging in the sense of it's challenging your ability to be singular alone, like with yourself in a group of people. It's challenging your emotions, like your emotional. I mean, if it's taking you where you want to go, where you need to go, if you want to and are willing to go into those places. And it's awesome.
That morning, I did not want to go because I was wound up. Like I woke up and I was just like high on life. I'm like, yeah, let's do life. Like I was so pumped, which is a great place to be, like a place of excitement and feeling invigorated. But if you don't know how to calm your system down, you don't know how to calm down in periods of joy and excitement or of stress or like pain, right? So Megs was like, well, I'm going to class. I'm like, oh, fuck, so am I guess. So
yeah. And it's so funny because it's literally, so we do a whole workout for the week. Like we try and really work our muscles and work our bodies. And then it's like you wake up Saturday morning and then you go lay down for an hour in the gym.
In the gym.
It's like Saturday morning.
It's our Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah. We lay with 40 other people in not even a heated room.
No.
Like not even heated. We just lay around and maybe listen to music, maybe not, but you just hold the poise. You hold the poise. And then you think and you introspect and you breathe and you listen to your monkey mind and you try to figure out how to have grace with your monkey mind and find peace and quiet and silence. And it's freaking cool. It's amazing.
It's so cool. It's so cool because the world is so fast right now. I mean, just always. I think that's partly just the way the world is now. It's partly being a woman. It's definitely being a mom, where you are just like trying to think 10, 15, 25 steps ahead of everything at all moments. And this is really a time where we have been given a gift of you don't need to.
Yeah, you're instructed not to think.
Yeah, like try not to. And when you allow your mind to get into that area, it's like a whole new world starts coming. I mean, like all of these. So that's kind of where we're going with this, is like we've been given this opportunity to silence our monkey mind, our mom mind, our, get things done mind, and allowing in these beautiful healing things that are just waiting there to get in there. But it's like, oh, no, excuse me.
Yeah, they're waiting to be acknowledged. Your inner you is waiting to be acknowledged in this space, but we're so busy, unintentionally, but still, we're not doing anything about it, most of us, that we don't get to do that. So we finish our class and we go and we, feel like we can fly for a little bit. And
literally,
then, like you're like you're all, you got like the chills everywhere.
Your body feels lighter. Your heart feels lighter. Because even in times of maybe in downtime in your day, I think it's just, we have been conditioned to fill that time with anything, which mostly is scrolling on your phone, because it's uncomfortable to sit it with yourself sometimes, especially if things are hard or you're going through something at the moment, or maybe you have things that you're not going through at the moment, but you had shit from a long time ago you don't want to address.
Yeah.
It's all in there. And so to actually intentionally sit in a darkish room with no other distractions. And then on top of that, having kind of like a coach bringing you into an area that it's like she's talking to us. Like, I think I definitely me, but probably everyone in that room, and it's like, oh, what were you talking right to me for that one? Because
Have you
got
been
that
watching me
message.
for the last 3 months?
Right? Are you part of the government? Are you listening
Meta?
on my phone?
Are you Meta? Yeah. Are you,
So that's like just awesome.
yeah. And if you guys just, as we talk about, we're going to start diving into what our lessons from this day was, and that's going to be applicable for you guys. But if you haven't found the opportunity to choose stillness for a while, we really encourage you to see if you can carve that out. And I have a lot of people, Megs, after the babies were born, like, don't you just do yoga at home, since like it was hard to get to the gym or the things. And I honestly, if you could do yoga at home, high five. But my home space, even if I try to create a sanctuary or a nook, there are things right on the other side of the wall, primarily my screaming children, that are going to inhibit that. So unless my husband's
or a pile of laundry that you're like, I gotta get out there.
Yeah.
Just get that laundry.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess could be good, because that could like encourage some more, like you have to even try
Purposeful,
harder.
yeah.
But like if my husband's going to take the kids to leave so I can do a class at home, I might as well just go and do a class somewhere where it's going to be in a dark room that's away from my space. That's like encouraging me to find that fullness. So do what you can do your best, but try to do something to do nothing.
Yes.
That made sense, right?
Yeah.
Do something to do nothing.
I like it.
So we got out, and then we're sharing about our journey. We're like, okay, so like what happened for you today? And we want to share with you guys, because this day was really about self-love for both of us, and acknowledging the different parts and pieces of ourselves, and loving ourselves. So take us on your journey, Megs.
So my journey that day was, we were just beginning, just sitting there. I mean, I'm sitting there like crisscross applesauce on my mat, just getting ready to start. And the lady is talking to us about getting, being still, being in your body, just be in your body, come back to your body. And I mean, what's really cool for me when I'm doing these things is that I kind of, my consciousness is hearing when it needs to and when it's not. So I'm going in and out of like hearing her speak and like loving and hearing and accepting what she's trying to teach. And then also like kind of going off on my own in these areas that I need to do that for myself. So this day I was sitting there, and if you guys have listened before, we've had some pretty traumatic loss in the last couple months. But I mean, my whole life, I think that's just true for everybody. We have a lot of stuff that's just out there. And I know for me and for a lot of women, self-love is really difficult. It can be a really hard thing because we are so judgmental of ourselves, and we should look a certain way or act a certain way or be a certain kind of mom or be a certain kind of wife or sister or daughter. And when you're not maybe living up to that standard for yourself, not even for other people, but like within yourself, like you just have that inside of you, even if it's not a constant, thought. But, so I was sitting there just crisscross applesauce listening with my eyes closed, because I like to close my eyes like immediately.
Me too. I walk in with my eyes closed. I can't even find my mat. Like, where am I going?
Excuse me. Sorry.
Stepped on you.
Yeah. And I start to like get these like visions kind of, I guess. Like, I know that sounds so hippy dippy, froofy, weird, crazy. But it's like you start to like have these like visions or thoughts that are visual in my mind. And I just am outside of my body. Like I'm sitting there, but I'm a being outside of my body, and I see myself come and embrace me sitting there from behind and just hold me tight, and like in a way that I probably need actually physically. But here I'm doing it for myself, and my head's on my shoulder, and I'm just like telling myself like, it's all good, Meg. I got you. Like, we got this. We can get through whatever. And I got you. Like, I got you, honey. And just holding me like, and so then I'm just bawling like in the middle. I mean, not like sobbing because it's quiet.
Well, you could hear me sobbing.
Yeah,
that day.
I did. It even like just brings tears to my eyes now because it's like, what a powerful, powerful moment between me and myself and something that I really needed. And yeah, so just being able to just have a moment to, like, when would that ever happen? That's not going to be happening to me when I'm doing the dishes or when I'm vacuuming or I'm even sitting reading a book or whatever.
Hey girl,
you know,
you can do it. Just 3 more plates. You got this. I'm on your shoulder. I'm by you. Read 5 more words before the kids disrupt you. It doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen. So, and I've never, I mean, I think that we have talked about health and stuff earlier, and I have done yoga in the past, like when I was in my 20s or whatever. And no experience like that before. And that isn't the only time in this time, because the past yoga was about strengthening and kind of just like, oh, I do yoga. You know what I mean? Like that, it wasn't the intention that I'm having now within this class and what this is giving me. So, we are showing up intentionally to be in that space. And I love that it is a big room. There's like, she has these like fake candles, so the lights are really low. And it really does feel like a safe space to just cry. Like I don't feel awkward or I don't feel like I'm holding back anything. And even when I get up and I walk out, it's just like, thanks, lady. And then we're like walking out. We never wear any makeup because, again, it's Saturday morning. So, and we know we're going to cry. And
we're wearing like flip-flops or slippers, whatever you need.
Slippers, whatever. And then we walk out of this dark room into this bright ass gym with all of these like, these guys are like lifting the biggest weights ever. And we're just like crying and like no makeup, looking fantastic on a Saturday morning.
And that day was even more because where did we run into right out there?
So then we ran into a friend of yours or an old friend that you hadn't seen in a long time. Ricky, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
We love you, Ricky.
I know. I hope it's okay that we say your name. And
she's here for
it
the
was
journey.
So cool. And I'll just preface it and then what I saw.
Yeah.
And then you can go into yours. But it was so cool because there's like where we go is into this room, but then there's like a hallway because there's 2 yoga studios in there. So it's a hallway with a door so that it's quiet back there and stuff. And you kind of like parade through the next class of people because it's like everyone's waiting.
It feels like you're doing one of those, like everybody's got their soccer mom hands over you. Like, good job doing yoga.
Yeah, you did it. So you're like doing a little parade.
Time.
I know. We should just start high-fiving people on our way out.
Okay, I like it.
Just to be like, you guys got this. You got this. So we're like parading past. And it's like single file. So there's like single file line. And there's a lady in front. Then there's Cal. Then there's me. And people kind of have to hold the door as you're coming out. And the lady holds the door for Cal to come out. And she's like kind of just like holding it and then turns her head. And she was like, oh my God, it's you. And it's like, but there's like people behind us. So we're like kind of scooting out. And she just lost it and just.
In the most beautiful
way. It was so incredible to watch.
We just started crying and hugging. And now we're not in the yoga studio, the Safe Cry Yoga studio. We're not here. This like, how much do you guys cry at the gym? Jeez. All the time. It's fine. And then now we're like out with like, right. Not even in like I would say like the women's area, like not in like the soft,
this is
like abs. We're right next to the freaking
free
plates.
Weights, the plates,
we're by the bench press.
The big guys. Big guys.
And we just, I'm hugging her. And then Megan doesn't even know her yet. She's hugging her. We're all hugging. We're crying. She's like, I'm sorry. And this is not like small cry. This is big cries.
Yeah. People were like,
what's happening? And
do they need help?
Yeah.
Like, do I?
It was so cool though, because what happened there is, okay, a number of things, but we got to be there for her in a moment where that offered her some release and some connection, and she got to be seen and heard and felt. And also we stood for the representation that it's okay to have emotions, and not only just a public space, and not like we were trying to disrupt anything. We were being in our own space, but right around all of these workout dudes of like, hey, you can fill into things. You can hug a friend. You can support someone when they're in need, no matter where you were. And I feel like it gave people permission, whether they knew it or not. Their subconscious saw that.
Absolutely.
Right? That we got to sit there and feel with her and be with her, because all of us are on this heightened emotional experience when we come out of that room. And it was just really cool. So Ricky, thank you for giving us that opportunity to hug you and just love you in that minute. That was
and just
super special
open
for us.
up your heart. And I mean, I just saw it open. Like I saw it open when you open your arms to hug Cal. Like it was just like, yeah, it was incredible. And I totally agree. Even though like it still didn't feel weird and it still didn't feel awkward and it wasn't uncomfortable. And I don't think when I was looking around for just a moment, it didn't seem to make people uncomfortable necessarily. I think they were just like, oh, wow. Like, oh. Or some guys were probably like, oh, those women.
They were probably like, I'm holding it in. There was probably a couple like shedding a couple tears. Like, look at those girls.
Yeah. Some were smiling at us and like, you know, like, oh, that's such a sweet moment or whatever. But yeah, it was just incredible.
This just makes me think of this, a little tangent because this is what we do, but it makes me think about how we raise our children to be able to embrace their emotions and positively move from them. And move through them and to the other side. And that's a great representation about how grown humans should still be focusing on that, because when we do it, we teach our little ones not to just shove everything down, and that it's okay to ask for a hug and ask for support or just open your arms, you know?
Yeah.
Have that embrace.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It is awesome.
Megan, I love your share, and just, I think for everyone, embracing what that must have felt like to be held by you to be held by you, and realizing that, you know, sometimes we want somebody else to save us. We want somebody else to come in and swoop in and tell us that it's going to be okay. And that's great. But your number one is you. And when you see that you can embrace yourself, that's just so cool.
It was so cool. And like, I really don't ever know if I ever felt like a love for myself in that way. Like, it was just such a unique experience that I'd never had before, because it was like I was two beings, but I also was not. I was still myself, but it was like I reconnected my heart. Like the heartstrings moved back into each other, and it was a connection, and it was like, it was an encouragement that was like, not like we got this, but I got you. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Like, which in turn turns around to like, trust in yourself. You are strong. You are incredibly capable of doing any and all things that you want to.
Yeah.
And you got this. Like, it's just really amazing. It was really, really freaking cool.
I was trying to like look something else up that I wanted to reference in there. So what's so neat now, okay, at one point I could see some people going in after this, like, I'm going to try one of these classes. I'm going to go on one of these yin classes. I'm going to lay there. And then you're going to be like trying to force this image of yourself hugging yourself, which you can like, you can visualize, and visualizing will help support your mind to do it. But not all of our journeys have to look the same. And the key, I think, for Megan is that she was going in there intentionally, not to say that she was wearing yoga pants or she was carrying the yoga mat, and not to like be like, I need to try to sweat everything out. But she was going in there out of self-love and desire, like you said, intentionality of letting her mind be quiet. And that's why she got to have that experience. And everybody's experience is unique. But what's so cool, Megs, is that you talk about like being on the outside of your body. And I don't think that's like an intentional practice that you've made in your life, or like that you've learned in your life. You just know innately that that's supportive for you to do that, and your body just does it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been on a long journey of this, and that's something that I learned in one of the books. It's called The Greatest Secret. So there's The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, And then that's where you're attracting things into your world. We've talked about it before. There's a Netflix series on it. Then there's one that's called The Greatest Secret, where you do practice this awareness and where you talk about how if you can bring yourself out and up to look down on the situation, it's going to offer you different perspective. And I took, after reading that multiple times, I did a lot of work on supporting myself to go outside of myself to reflect on the situations, and then ran some different retreats and like women's programs to support other women to do the same. And she just walks into a room and is like, bam, bam, look at me go. She didn't even know how freaking cool that is. So acknowledging that's badass. High five.
I high five myself back there.
She did. She's like, way to go, girl. You and me got this. So similarly, my journey, and also completely different, we're there closing my eyes. And I could tell this morning specifically, I had such a monkey mind. I'm like, okay, baby girl, you're doing so good. And everything, whether it's the laundry or what we're doing or what we did yesterday, what we're doing today, I'm just like, all right, all of that's good. I kind of just allow myself to breathe and try to focus on my breath and slow down. And then one of my cues for removing those things is just to think about love and light. And that's what I want to stand for. That's how I want to stand for my life. I want to stand for pulling in the light of God and reflecting. Like, I always picture myself like as a prism, like just love that just like sprouts out everywhere, or pulling in the love from God. And then the light is just whoosh, everybody I pass. I want them to feel just a little bit of love from me, just passing by them.
You're doing an incredible job at that, Cal.
Yeah. Thanks. And sometimes it's hard when you're not in the best of spaces or best of moods, but it's like a great reminder. So I'll close down those monkey mind thoughts, and I'm just like, in light, out love, in light, out love, in love, out light. Like, however I just do that. And that's how I start to get myself into that space as we're laying in whatever pose. Like, we did a lot of heart openers that day, which I love.
That's right. Yeah.
That's where I carry my anxiety. So we're like, laying with your like whole chest open on a brick, and it feels so good. And I'm thinking about those things. And then I didn't know that this was called light work or light therapy, but I would start like imagining like light going up from my tootsies, my little toes, and going into my body, and just filling my body up, and then releasing anything that's not serving me. Not that something that's bad, because none of us, we don't have bad within us, right? Like, but what's not serving me right now? And just like, maybe like it feels like a little bit in my calves, like that's not serving me in my knees. And there's I don't know. That's just how my brain kind of works. And I just made that shit up. A lot of people study that, but then for me, that just made sense.
Yeah. I do something similar to that, but mine is that within my breath. Yeah. So every time I breathe in, I take in light. And every time I breathe out like this like black smoke that's in there.
Yep.
Kind of thing. So, I mean, that's like my visual is in with light and out. So every time I breathe out, it makes more room for light to keep coming in deeper and deeper and deeper. So.
Which it's so cool. And again, you guys are like, you might be thinking hippy dippy, and some of you are like, I'm on that. I love that. But it is such a beneficial mental practice and visualization of just letting go of what's not serving you, because whatever's not serving you, there's like a tightness that's in your body in an area, and it could be in your calf or in your toe or in your knee or in your heart or in your shoulders, in your neck. And as you're doing that, your body's letting itself just come into this relaxation state, which is a lot of yin, because we're sitting there for a lot of minutes in this one pose, So then I'm doing my light work. And what happened for me on this specific day is I started to, and not for any reason, because like, right, I'm trying not to think, but then I'm starting to go on this adventure. So I do like, I have to like be like, okay, girl, go out here so you can look down. Do you see her? She's doing yoga. Good job. Whatever. Like, now go up here and like float around with all the other spirits and just be with all the things. And I started to go on this adventure where I was acknowledging and loving all of the past chapters of me in my life. Don't even know where this came from. And it's like, at first it was like, wow, I'm really just like, I see this highly active athlete, honor student, summa cum laude graduate, who's like, she's busting her ass and she will not accept anything but the best from herself. And she's hyper stressed and everything has to be perfect. And she's probably a little judgmental because she's so into what she's doing, and she wonders why everybody else can't just study like she does and work out like she, whatever, all of those different things, right? So I'm in there and I'm with her, and then I just like acknowledge what she did for me to get here, and I just loved her. I'm like, thank you so much for going through that chapter of extreme work ethic, and I know that was like some challenging times, but like, thank you. Actually, I started even before that, which we still need to talk all about our childhood, but acknowledging my anxious childhood and how I just had this deep anxiety about being hurt or taken or stolen or like all sorts of stuff. Like I had a lot of anxiety in that time, and just like I acknowledged her and loved her and just like gave her a hug. Same thing. Not, I don't know if it was, it might've been from the back, because it kind of sounds familiar, but like I'm just loving on this person. And then I'm going through and I'm loving on my new mom chapter. And I'm like looking at her, and she's just, I mean, she's just going ham. She's got the bigs, and they're like, we were in real estate and mortgage, and we were making money, and we're doing our thing, and we're having all this fun. I'm like, way to go, way to just embrace that moment and live and have fun during that really positive chapter of your life. I'm so thankful for the lessons I learned then. And then I moved to my bankruptcy girl. She was sick for like a year. And I'm like, hey girl, like I see you. That was hard. Like you had an ego. Your ego was high. You were worried about what everybody else thought. You were kind of pissed, but what deals their mortgages were giving out when our house couldn't short sell, and we're trying to figure things out, and you were frustrated. And I'm so grateful for the lessons that you taught me and how you've brought me to this point. And I moved through to my business building era, where I started my health and fitness companies, or started really elevating them. And again, here I am working like 18-hour days at this time, and my kids are growing, and I'm probably not the best mom in that moment because I'm showing up for the financial benefit of our family, and I'm working all the time. And I guess even in this moment, I acknowledged how those situations supported my kids to be independent and have their growth that they have. And I'm just loved on her. I'm like, look at you. That was hard. You worked 16-hour days. That was a lot.
2 young children.
Yeah.
And your husband. And
yeah. You were just going for it. And then she gets hit on the head and gets this like traumatic brain injury and couldn't do anything. And like life just kept just nailing me. And then like, my husband and I, we were at it, and we were in the best space, and it was this like difficult relational chapter with myself and with him and just everything. And I'm like, I'm just loving that human. I'm like, thank you so much for teaching me those lessons and for bringing me back to the strength of what I want in my marriage and creating that and letting go. I think this is really a point in my journey where I started to really let go of judgment and just loving people for who they are, and also allowing myself to create boundaries and space from the people who weren't in alignment with where I'm at right now. And I just loved on that person. And then I went to my chemo mom. I'm almost done. I went to this mama who's in the hospital, right? And she's with her baby, just doing chemo mom stuff.
Yeah, not even knowing what tomorrow holds.
Yeah, and seeing her strength and how she learned how to show up for her family in a different way, and how she let go of all work after being basically a workaholic and in a different way, whether I was an athlete or a student or whatever, for all of my life, just letting that go because God was calling me in a different direction to take care of my baby. And even on the other side of hugging that chemo mom, and just, man, I feel like my heart really feels for her, because I didn't even know how hard it was until you're on the other side. And I look back and I watch my videos. I'm like, how did I do any of that? Like, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy to go back.
Yeah.
And then to see like my chemo hangover mom, like this mom that I've like just kind of entered into, who's allowing herself to not get back into work addiction, but trying to find her balance and also be that mom that just gets to be there with her kids. And throughout this whole journey, this is only a 1-hour class, right? And those were not that quick. Like they were long embraces, conversations, holding in, and I am sobbing. Like not like how Megan was quiet crying. I was like, like there wasn't a ton of those, but there was a good,
there's a couple of, I was next to you and I heard you.
And you're releasing all of these things. Cause as I'm seeing the light go through and letting go of what's not serving me is not respecting and loving myself for the challenges that I've been through, the mistakes that I've made, the learning experiences, what I would prefer to call them, that were a part of my previous chapters, because there are some decisions that I made that probably weren't the best decisions, but I didn't know what I didn't know, and you won't know what you don't know until you finally know what you freaking know. And you can't beat up a previous self for not knowing about personal development, or not knowing the benefits of yoga, or not knowing the experience of letting go of judgment and embracing love and light. You don't know that until it shines into your life and you grab onto it.
Absolutely.
So getting to just see myself and love all of the parts of myself, the messy parts, not the bad parts, not the wrong parts, not the messed up. Like I don't even like to use the word messy. They're just the different parts who were unlearned in certain areas, unexperienced in certain areas. And because God gave me the opportunity to go through some really shitty, hard experiences and some other really cool experiences, I was able to grow through all of that to get to where I am now. And as I ended that, I'm just thinking about all of you guys who aren't in your mid 40s yet, like, right? Where you're just like, you're still going and growing through all of these things, but you have the choice to go through them or to grow through them. And I do feel like, although it took me a while in a lot of the situations, that I did generally choose to grow through, but some lessons were longer. Like my work ethic one, like my addiction to that was like a 20-year lesson, because I just kept not listening. I didn't learn the slow down lesson for a long time.
Yeah. You literally had to get bopped on a head like a gopher to just be like, boom,
give her a little,
sit.
yeah, a little TBI, a little traumatic brain injury, so she can just like get down. I like the machine just getting me. Getting me. There's Cal. Okay, I'm down. And so as you're going through, I can see some women receiving this message and they're like, okay, but yeah, I went through that chapter and I didn't grow through it, meaning I didn't learn from it. And here I find myself right back in the same situation. That's okay. You weren't ready for whatever reason, but you get to decide, as life keeps hitting you with the good and the bad. Are you gonna slow down? Are you gonna listen? Are you gonna receive? Are you going to be willing to make changes so you can turn the page to the next chapter? And for me, I look at our lives as chapters, and we have some beautiful ones and some challenging ones, but every single one leads to the next. And if you get stuck in your current one, wherever you're at, and you refuse to learn that lesson, that's going to be your life chapter. If you refuse to learn to let go of jealousy, that's going to be where you stay for the rest of your days. And that's okay. Like, you can love on yourself for that, but acknowledge like I'm not doing anything or choosing to, or acknowledging that I could grow through this instead of go through this.
Yeah, exactly. Or seek out a better experience for myself, because all of this, no matter what it is, it at the end of everything, it's all for you. Which then it turns into for other people too, because that just bleeds over. That's when you show up a certain way, you are unintentionally and intentionally impacting other humans' lives, no matter what, even at the grocery store. That's because we are all connected. We are all one. We are all love. And that's how, when you show up somewhere, you are pouring over. So what are you filling your cup with? What are you going to fill it up, that once you get outside this world and it does start to pour over, how you're going to spill into other people? So by intentionally choosing, or sometimes we don't even intentionally choose because we don't know to do that yet. But just to know that if you make a choice to say, I do want to do this better, or I don't like how, it's okay not to be 100% who you want to be at all times. It's okay to sometimes show up in the wrong way, because we all do it. And then it's okay to go back and either say that was wrong, or tell yourself like, gosh, I could have done that better. How can I explore that in a better way for myself to do that better next time? Because these things are going to keep coming up. And just like in a parallel with this yin class, I feel like with all of this is that, I will tell you right away, like, that was an experience. But then there's parts where I am like thinking, oh, I got to do this today, or I do need to get out here and do this. And then it's like, I have to come back in, and I go out and I come back in. And then I'm on top of that, I'm also like, am I doing this pose right? Like sometimes, like it's not a complete, like,
it's a practice.
Yeah.
And she said that over and over. That's the only thing I could hear. Like, this is
a practice.
This is a practice. Yoga is a practice. Life is a practice.
Life is a practice.
Your actions are a practice. And you're not going to get it right the first time. You're going to have to keep doing all of these things over and over again to have any sort of improvement. And by improvement, I mean positive movement in your eyes, in your heart, in your life.
Positive improvement. Improvement.
Because,
and then also, but though, while we're doing yoga, and I am going through these moments, and I am having these amazing thoughts, and then also thinking about my laundry, is my body. There are parts of my body where I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, where it's like, it's physical, emotional, and spiritual all in the same moment, because my chin is to my chest and I'm laying down on it and it doesn't feel good. It's like, this is uncomfortable, but not like it's hurting my body, but it's like, this is uncomfortable. And then while we sit there for 5 minutes in that pose, it's like
in the discomfort,
not in a bad way, but in a discomfort where you know that this is what it needs. This is this is an uncomfortable thing that I'm going to go through, and there will be an end to this. And then when I let go of that pose, actually during the thing, it's almost like a buildup. And I don't know if this is how it is for you, but it's like I get into my pose, especially the one that I'm thinking of with my knee to my chest and my other legs like out.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can feel this muscle and it's like tight. And it's like, do you remember on The Price is Right? The mountain climber, he's like, what? That's like what I think of.
The Price is Right. She just dated us. It's fine. That's who we are.
With his little microphone, anyways. So it's like this build where it's like tight. Oh, this hurts. Oop. Yep. Okay. But also, and then now I'm crying. And then now it's like, not because it hurts, I'm crying because I'm like opening up a vessel in my heart. And then I get to this point and then I lean in and it's like, oh, that's beautiful. And it feels good in a bad way. And I get done and then the 5 minutes are over and you release. And it's like,
Did you guys catch every analogy she had in there? Because this is how I speak. Like when I used to do my every single morning live video, I would hear that. And I'm like, perfect. We've got a 20-minute conversation. Yeah. Because as you're talking about that and you think about in life, you're going to have different periods of discomfort in any way, whether that's finding friendships, figuring out how to be a preschool mom, in your marriage, whatever. Like there's going to be these different snippets, some big, some small, of discomfort, just like when Megs pops into pigeon pose, which is the one she's talking about. So she gets into this pose and she's like, wow, this doesn't feel good, but I don't get to get out of it. I have to grow through it in order to come out of it. And as she was hiking up there, it's really, really sucks in the beginning. You can really feel every pin and pain, ping and ping, whatever. You can feel some shit as you're going through that. But then as you were like, as you you're in that pose, you get to decide where your mind goes. You get to decide how you're going to train that. Am I going to sit there and think about like, damn, this hurt, damn, this hurt, damn. It's like, if you're focusing on just like this hurts, it's probably going to hurt the full 5 minutes. But instead she's like taking herself up here and she's giving herself a hug and she's having this moment and her heart's open and she's crying with herself because she's growing through and feeling into the stillness, even during this challenging life situation that you could be going through. And then you said how when you're through there, all of a sudden you lean into it. Mm-hmm. And when you lean into the different challenges that you're facing, when you lean into your desire to be a better parent, your desire to be a better wife, your desire to have more love and success, your desire to let go of jealousy. And that could even so much as like, where do I even start? Like Meg said, if you just tell the universe, be like, you know what? I don't want to feel jealous all the time anymore. Like I don't even know. Just say that. Write it in your journal. Think it, and things will start to appear that support you in moving that direction. It's something as simple as leaning in to that. So then you leaned in. And then at the end, when she got to come through, like you find this comfort in the discomfort. And all of a sudden, once you embrace something, which is a huge part of that book, The Greatest Secret, when you welcome it, when you embrace it in your life, it feels free to go. And all of a sudden now you have this big release and you get to come out and you feel like you're fucking flying.
It's the lean in where you say, I'm not going to ignore this any longer. I'm not going to pretend like it's not happening. I'm not going to continue on in this discomfort because I'm acting like it doesn't exist, or I am just focusing completely on the discomfort. I'm going to lean into this and then I'm going to release it. And that was like how it feels at the end when you get out of that pose. You're just like, and then I'm like, I could fly.
Well, and I think that's why you guys are like, do you lose weight doing yoga? Absolutely. You lose thousands of pounds of emotional baggage. And that's why when we exit, you're not just doing that once, but you're doing it maybe 8 times over, and you leave and you just feel so light because you are light, because you left all of that baggage and removed it from your body. And guess what? 15 minutes later, you could be driving home and shit starts to piss you off again and you start to fall into your old habits. And that's okay, because that's why this is a practice. This is why you go back and you do it again and you do it again in all things, not just in yoga, in your practice of life, wherever you're trying to make some forward moving progress. If you heard us talk about that light and love and you're like, damn, I kind of want to walk through the grocery store and have my cup spilling that over. I loved how you said that, Megs, because I've always heard about like fill your cup up. But when you think about people who are filling their cup up with nastiness, frustration, and then they walk into the grocery store.
I feel like a lot of annoyance with just other humans.
There was a kid yesterday. We walked by at Lifetime when we were coming out of the pool, and Witten was just stomping his feet. You know, he's a kid, and she's so my 4-year-old stomping his feet. I think she must have been somewhere between 3 and 5, similar age. And she goes, "Stop making that noise. It's just obnoxious," to another little kid. And I'm like, oh, sweet baby girl.
I'm so sorry you've been spoken to that way.
Exactly. Like my heart is just like, her cup has been spilled into by the people who are around her, hers, that have not taught her how to, it just made my heart sad.
Yeah. I don't even think Caston, who's 3, he doesn't even know the word obnoxious.
Yeah.
That's not in his vocabulary yet. Not that I'm saying I'm doing anything better. I'm just saying that isn't inside me to put inside of him.
So you're not spilling that emotion into him.
Yeah.
So I loved how you shared that piece of it. And just, I think bringing this all together, because this has been so much more than just a talk about our yoga experiences, of you guys leaning into your stillness, leaning into your abilities that lie within you in order to find that calm and not distraction, but like the light amidst your chaos, your situations, your challenges that you're going through, but mostly and like really deeply about loving yourself completely.
Yeah, accepting absolutely every tiny little corner of who you have been, who you are, and who you will become. Like,
and one word that I just have tried to move from, Megs, because I really noticed like our languaging is so strong. So when I say the word accept, for some reason, I feel like that it gives me the opposite. Like, right? It's like, so when I say like, I'm going to accept myself, it's like, oh, you're going to accept yourself. Why do you have to do that? Because she's not good enough.
I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so I've tried to move that into, and just notice. And so, that might not sit with you that way, but listen in your heart, the words, how they land. So instead of saying accepting myself, because then I'm like, well, you were a worrier all your life. You had work addiction, you whatever. I'm going to accept you anyways. That's what it feels like to me.
I can see that.
Yeah. And that's my languaging.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. So maybe,
for me, it's just loving.
Yeah. Receiving.
Loving myself. I love myself for all of the parts of me, and not despite or in spite of those. I love them because if I didn't get to go through all of those different chapters, if I didn't get to grow through all of those different things, if I didn't experience those, if I didn't fuck up so many times, if I didn't make those mistakes, if I didn't show up poorly in my marriage like that, just if I didn't have those jealousy things, if I didn't do all of that, I would not be who I am today. So I don't just accept them. I love all of those parts of me because she's what got me to this point. And I love the parts of me that right now that she's a little confused. She's trying to figure some stuff out. I love her for that because I know that means she's growing and we're moving to something even better. And how does it get any better? You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think too, one thing that I maybe for people who are just starting on this journey, full on embrace love might be difficult. That could be in a difficult place to just start to say, I love myself. Maybe you don't even properly understand how or what love maybe is in that whole realm. You know, maybe you've struggled with that your life. You have never felt loved or don't know exactly how to do that. Mm-hmm. So just starting out by maybe even just saying, I can love myself, or I like myself. I can, or just whatever works in that way.
Start where you're at.
And just saying, I want to like myself.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
I see you.
I see you. There you are.
You know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, wherever you can start, because that can be.
You have to train your brain. Your brain's, whatever your brain's been doing for however long it's been doing it, that's the way it's going to go. So if your brain automatically goes towards that cup that filleth over of not great, like of negative emotions, and I mean that because they're like the vibrational, low vibrational emotions, then it's going to take some training to get to the other side.
Yeah.
And you guys can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. You're
I'm hugging you from behind.
From behind.
You got this.
All the pieces of you that have gotten you to where you are right now and all the lessons that you've learned and that you get to learn still.
I know. We're so incredibly blessed.
We are. We love you guys. We just got in. We got deep. We got deep in the gym. You guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button.
And if this is ever positively supporting you, like share it with a friend. You don't have to, I mean, you could post it, but you could just like shoot it to your homies.
To your homegirls.
Shoot it to your homegirls.
Yeah, just
your
let them
fellow
know.
moms. Put in your mom
Just
group.
be like, you got to watch these crazy bitches.
I love it. And if you're like, I really have something I want to share on their show, reach out. We're still working like on our technology for people around the world, but we're figuring it out one day at a time.
And one of my favorite things is to see something like that when someone says something either here on wherever you're listening. You can always comment below. We also have a Facebook you can get on, Maturish Mama Squad, or just follow us on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. And just the comments. Like one of my favorite things is in our squad on Facebook. The moms, they just post their picture and they're like, hi, I'm new here. My name's so-and-so, and I have 4 kids. They're 25 and 7 and 18 and 3 months.
3 months. Yeah. And just getting to make that connection with each other. So yes, that's what we're here for, you guys. We love you. Thank you for spending the morning with us.
Yes.
We love your guts.
Love your guts.
Love your guts.
See you next
Tuesday. Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.
That's nice.
Don't set your foot on the strap.
Today's our Sons of Anarchy episode.
Foot on the strap. Foot on the strap. Because that's how we do.
Did you hear my stomach?
I did. Today, Megan's stomach is going to be introducing us.
Welcome to Maturish Mommas.
Have you eaten today? The answer is no.
Down, down, baby, down by the roller coaster.
Is that where you would be?
Sweet, sweet baby. I love you.
Oh, girl. Okay, talking to that mic real quick.
Shimmy, cocoa pie, shimmy, shimmy, bow. Shimmy, shimmy. Yep. Uh-huh. I called jibs on Dax. Never Cocoa Pop, shimmy, shimmy, pow. Mama, she's sick in bed.
Give me a chat tat, a chitty chat.
The doctor and the doctor said, let's get the rhythm of the head. Ding dong.
Word larger than life.
Yep.
Larger than life. No idea what we're doing. Beep boop. Guys, thanks for watching. Bye. Wait.